Ubiest. I'm going to do a little Q&A and answer some questions from my friend Sean Penn. Of the Tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I am 50 plus. Yes, I know Sean Penn. I do. And he's commented on my video, and he's got a series of questions, and some of them I think I can actually, that may actually help you guys as well. So I'm gonna go down, I'll go up his little list of questions, and I'm gonna answer those, and I maybe answer some more along the way. But you know, I thought you guys would be interested in some questions from Sean Penn. Okay, the first question, he says he actually, I guess he's watching my older videos and catching himself up, and he was questioning about miles at Swift. His question is, how's the miles at Swift, and do you get high miles, basically? And my response to that is, it's all relative. Okay, high miles, what is high miles to you may be different than someone else. And the real question is, if you're willing to run your clack out every day, will you be able to do that if you drive for Swift or any other company? That's the deal. And the reason why I phrased the answer that way is because I don't know your work habits. I don't know your driving habits. And the fast answer that you go pick up on YouTube and all of the yap from YouTube, my channel's a little different. I don't flow like that. I'm going to tell you what the facts are, what the real deal is, so you should honestly have the right frame of mind when you come out here, that no company gives you miles. Okay, that's just the bottom line. Okay, they offer them to you and you have to run them, and some companies have more than others, which is more on the line of what your question is. But the real answer is, you know, are you able to run that hard? You know, when I was at Swift, I'm not there anymore, and that's going to be another one of your questions coming up. I'll answer it. The real deal is, you know, my goal is 550 miles. Okay, and I try to. I'm satisfied with a day if I do 550. I really try to shoot for over 600. Okay, are you able to do that? I mean, that's the question. And it's more relative than whether or not the company has freight with a bunch of miles on it. All right. If you're not in trucking right now, that answer may seem vague to you and evasive. But once you get going, and once you get with a mentor and everything, you'll find out the depth of what I'm telling you is factual. And me saying, yeah, they got a bunch of miles over there. Then you get over there, and as it turns out, you know, you got these small checks, and there's a lot of variables come in there. Okay, you'll figure it out. Trust me. I mean, some routes don't have, they dedicated. You may do a dedicated route that doesn't do a whole lot of miles, but it pays a little more per mile, and it has other incentives to keep your pay up. So, you know, it's all relative. Okay. Sean also says, why don't you leave? Do they have consistent OTR? I'm trying to choose between Prime and Swift. So originally I got into trucking so that I could do a heavy haul business with my son, and I need a flatbed experience before I can get to that level. Okay. But last October, my tender at Swift came to an end, and it wasn't because I wanted to leave. It was because they gave me very short options. Okay, I made a video about the depth of why I did that, and I want you to go. You'll get to that video if you're starting from the old ones coming forward. I don't need to go in depth in that again. Okay, but at the end of the day, Swift is a good company, and do I recommend them? Yeah, I recommend them. And if you want to do dry van or reefer, they do have a flatbed division, and I did not do flatbed with Swift because they're still growing their flatbed division. And if I wanted to do flatbed, I actually went to Swift to do flatbed, but once I got into it, I realized that wasn't the real move. Okay, so my advice to you, if you're going to do the dry freight, dry van, Swift is not a bad company to choose. They're not a bad deal. Okay, Swift does dry van, refrigerated, and flatbed. Prime, however, which is another excellent choice, do refrigerated, tanker, and flatbed. They will move some dry freight. They just use refrigerated trailers to do it, but that's not their deal. They are the country's largest refrigerated fleet. Okay, so that's what Prime's forte, their niche is refrigerated. I did dry van / refrigerated when I worked for Swift, and I say both because I did both at the same time, and it was because I had a dedicated route between Denver and Salt Lake, and I had students, and my students, they were pretty good, and the student would drive to Denver, then I would turn around and drive back to Salt Lake, and then a full day we'd done 1,000 miles, and they found that we were just moving too fast for them. They ended up having to give me a reefer load up there and then a dry load to come back and back and forth because we were moving too fast. But it was actually good for my students because they got to do both. So to answer your question, you need to investigate the companies. You first find out what your goal is. If you're done acting, Sean, then you need to you need to say, well, I'm now going to start driving trucks. And, there's got to be something that you want out of trucking. You might want to, someday, have a fancy Peterbilt stretched out with a matching reefer trailer. Well, then if that's your goal and you like reefer, then, either will do fine. You'll learn both. You'll learn reefer from both companies. But if your goal is to do dry freight, then they're not an option. Prime is not an option. If you want to do tanker, then Swift is not an option because they don't do tanker. You follow me? So, or do you really want to get into a walkaway lease or a lease purchase? If you want to do lease purchase, you need to go to Prime. Swift has lease, but they don't have lease purchase. The way you're going to do it at Swift is at the end of the lease, you have to then refinance the balance of that truck if you want to keep it and pay it off. That's how that works, okay? And people are going to say, well, this blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you what the business end of it is, which is the truth, okay? Once you're done with that lease, that truck's going to have enough miles on it where Swift wants to get out from under it. Okay, so they would trade the trucks. Reason why the lease is up. They don't want to own that truck anymore. It's got, whatever many thousand miles on it. Okay, but they'll sell it to you because they're not liable for it at that point. They sold it to you. That's called a lease buyout. You follow me? So I don't care how whoever else phrase it to you. That's exactly why they're allowing you to do it, or else they'll just, wholesale it or sell it off to somebody else anyways. They don't care if you buy it, if they sell it to somebody on the street. It's easier for them to sell it to you because you want it, because you're driving it. You follow me? Okay, but Prime's deal is a little bit different, and after you do a lease purchase, and at the end of the lease, you actually own the truck. Okay, so all those things taken consideration, and then you can make your own decision that what's the best, Swift or Prime, for you, because this, the shoe has to fit. You got to make sure that either is hiring in your area. That has a big deal. Okay, you can also message me again, and I'll send you Autumn's information, and Autumn can really help you with some valuable information based off of where you live and your goals, and help you to choose the right company. Okay, it may not be either one. Okay. Sean also wants to know, can you choose your own truck at Swift? Well, in theory, yes. Why do I say in theory? Is because it has a lot to do with where you upgrade off your mentor's truck. Where if you may upgrade somewhere where there's only 2 or 3 trucks there, and you're going to get one of those 2 or 3. Okay, and you can go out there and choose which one of them 2 or 3 you want. So there you go. You may upgrade at a terminal where they have new trucks, and then you may be able to go out there and get a new truck. You either get a brand new truck, or you get the oldest thing you can find. If you get the oldest thing you can find, it may be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable for a short period of time, because they're going to call you and say sooner or later, they're going to call you, and it's going to be sooner than later. They'll call you and say, hey, it's time for you to trade that raggedy hunk in, because it needs to get gone. Unless you want to buy it. You follow me? Okay. So the choices of truck you receive that you're going to get, is based on the inventory at hand. Okay. So try to upgrade in Phoenix, where they got the maximum truck. And you can also call, hey, your driver leader, do a little bit of investigation for you, or if you're with a mentor and you guys go to terminals, kind of look around when you get there and see if they got new trucks. You try to do it at a bigger terminal, like Salt Lake, or Phoenix, or hold on a minute. I'll think of it in a minute. There's another terminal, but Memphis terminal. Okay. If you upgrade over there, you may have a bigger selection of trucks to choose from, and then you might be able to choose a new one. It doesn't really matter if a truck's new or old; doesn't make any difference. Okay, you might get one right in the middle. It's not your truck. All it is something for you to make money on. As long as it ain't ragged out, it's clean, it's functioning without any issues. That's what you really need to care about. I get a lot of people say, "Oh man, I want to get me a new truck," and your own personal car ain't brand new, but you expect for somebody else to give you a brand new vehicle at work, right? Just think about that for a minute. The logic just really don't work, but I do understand not wanting to get a truck that somebody's ragged out. That's a long leap between a ragged out truck and a brand new truck, okay? Do I prefer brand new trucks? Everybody prefer brand new everything, So this truck I'm driving right now, Melton's gonna give you something nice. That's just a fact. They don't have junk. I ain't seen it. And they just constantly bringing in huge truckloads of trucks. And if you want to come to Melton, you want to do flatbed, you can come to Melton. You have to have your CDL first. This company does not. The company I work with now, Melton, they don't have a school where you go and get yours. You have to come to them with your CDL. You can come with a CDL with no experience on it. They'll put you in the mentor program and you're done. But when you get out, you got a choice of a Freightliner or a Kenworth, and you're not fixing to get in a ragged one. That's just a fact, man. And it might be a little bit different with Swift because they got so many people in and out, and sometimes I don't even have a chance to clean the damn thing up. So you want to choose a truck, yeah, you want to actually look at it before you get assigned that truck. That's for sure. Okay, so I gave you a bunch of information on that question, so I hope that it's going to help you and somebody else that was listening. Okay. I'm looking for another one. Once again, I respect you, and I really thank you for your kind words there, Mr. Sean. He says that I'm doing a fantastic job divvying out some information to you guys. I hope I am. I try. Some of the information I give you isn't really what you want to hear, but I'm gonna give you what the truth is, and I hope that it's it's gonna do you some justice. Happy dabbing, joining Swift in 2 weeks. I wish you in 2 weeks. I wish you my trainer. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna train again. I don't think that I would train again for a company. I mean, I did have my my fun, but it's just I don't want to do it anymore. I think I've done my part. King Cobra, I just got off the phone with my required for Melton. I'll be with Melton April 20th. King Cobra. Good deal. You guys know me, okay? Rarely are you going to hear me speaking negative on anything, and that's because if there's a silver lining on something, you just focus on the silver lining, and then live in the silver lining and leave all the rest of the garbage alone, right? That's the way I look at things, okay? That's the way I want you to look at things. That's how you make, that's how you can always, make, good things happen, right? I mean, I went to Swift, and everybody goes, oh, man. And now when I tell people that I used to drive for Swift, I tell them straight up real fast. I used to drive for Swift, and before you say anything negative about them, in your first year, in the first 10 months, did you make $80,000? Because if you didn't, I did with Swift. And I'm going to show you right on my phone here. I can pull up my check and show you. And they ishnay it. They don't even say anything negative about Swift, but everybody want to clown on them. The fact is, I found a silver lining, and I lived in the silver lining, and I made a bunch of money. I would consider this month, the first of this month, my the end of my honeymoon with Melton, and honestly, I've never heard anything negative about Melton. I've never experienced anything negative with Melton since I've been here. And it's all been silver, not just the lining. It's all been silver. Okay? This is a fact. And King Cobra, when you show up, you're gonna get to the yard, you're gonna see other drivers. Just go talk to them. Find one that feels negative about the company. Find one. I bet you won't. I hadn't found anybody yet to say anything negative. They've been driving with Melton forever, and I hadn't found anybody that's gonna say anything negative. Man, everybody is happy. This company is really, really cool. I'm enjoying it, just like I did with Swift. I'm enjoying this, and you're gonna enjoy it as well. Okay. Maybe one or two more. Let's see here. Anthony Johnson, he commented on my this video is over a year old, and it was me repairing the remember when I had the Volvo, I had it didn't have a refrigerator, so I had that Coleman cooler. Those things work pretty good. However, they're not really designed for what we put them through, okay? We put our food in there, we plug them in, and they're not unplugged. They just run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not what they're designed for. excuse me, that's not what they're designed for, and that's the reason why the plugs burn up in them and the fans go out in them. And I did a repair and recorded myself doing the repair for that cooler, and it's just a computer fan. All right, you'll be able to get those things for $10 online. Okay, what I've found out is what I've learned to accept is those coolers. Not only do they not do as well a job as an actual refrigerator, they are twice as much, because you can go to Walmart, which is what I did, and buy one of those small compartment size actual refrigerators with the compressor and everything in it, with the little freezer section in there for like $60. Less than what you're gonna pay, $70 at the most. It's less than what you're gonna pay for $104 for that Coleman cooler, and it's gonna do 1,000 times better. 1,000, trust me. Don't buy the Coleman cooler. Just go ahead and buy an actual refrigerator. You can set it on the floor of the truck. You can either set it in the driver's seat. You'll see a lot of truck drivers drive with the passenger seat, got a refrigerator in it. Do that. Okay? So hopefully that'll help you. Let's try one last one if I can find one more. Oh, Robert, I don't want to mispronounce his last name, P-O-L, Polkamp, Robert Polkamp, I think that's right. Hopefully that's right. It says, it's always a bad idea to lease from the same company you depend on for your revenue. Always. My response to him was, always is a pretty locked in word. So, kind of explain that. Because whenever you say something is all or always, you're just pretty positive that there's nothing other than what you're saying. And he didn't respond. So I'm hoping that he's thinking about that word always in that situation, okay? It's not his message is, you don't want to lease on you don't want your lease to go through the company that you're working for, because they can control your success in the lease based off of the freight they give you. And that's the perception. It's not my perception, okay? Because I'm a businessman, okay? And I look at things a lot different than what is surfaced. And on the surface, that would be correct, okay? But at the end of the day, them not giving you miles to go run freight for them, what is their goal? Is their goal to not let you make money, which means they don't make money? So this is a company that don't want to make money. So they're just not going to give you the miles so you can't make your payments, and then run you out. So now they're short a driver. That's what that theory means, And the fact is, no, that's not the way I see it, okay? Another perception that he may have is that you get into this lease and you get the lease to the company that you're working with, and then you guys part ways. You and the company part ways. Well, what happens to the truck? In most instances, you do not walk away with that truck. That truck stays with the company that you leased it from. And what about all that money that you've put into, like tire funds and all this other kind of stuff? Is it your money? Is it owed back to you? Yeah, I would think so. But with I'm only assuming, because he didn't respond, that might be an issue, and it goddamn sure is. So I don't blame him there. That would be a big issue. Are you owed it? Would it ever come back to you? Yeah, but you may have to fight for it. But what if you went through, ABC leasing, to purchase your truck, and then you signed on, or leased on to a carrier and carry freight, and the tire fund is actually in the lease. It's being held by the lease company, not by the company that you're employed by. And therefore, if you guys part ways, then you can just say, pow! with just one finger on each hand and get the step and go sign, lease it on to somebody else. No harm, no foul. You still got everything. So there, you know. Remember on the leasing video, the one that he commented on, I told you, you need to you need to make sure that you understand the contract, basically. You may need to get a lawyer to explain that contract to you before you just sign it. You know, let them give it to you. Say, I have this back to you in about 48, 72 hours. I got to have somebody look this over for me. They got a problem with that? Don't sign it. It's bottom line, because you need to know what you're getting into. And a lot of times, you don't understand the verbiage. And sometimes it is explained in plain English, and then the part that's got all that legal jargon you don't understand is actually unexplaining what you just read in plain English. So I'm telling you, you got to kind of know what you're doing. And then I understand what he meant when he said that. So I don't think that I was bashing it, but that's fine. Okay, guys, this is enough for today. So 25-minute video. So I just want to let my friend Sean Penn answer his questions, and I hope I did. Hope I gave some valuable information, and I hope that you all were able to benefit from it. So until tomorrow, deliver undistracted, and here's your boop. Boop.